All right. So as I mentioned to all of you, this is from a book, The Science of Getting Rich, right? So you want to make sure that you guys read that book. I'm going to go through a couple of them. There might be some that I'm going to skip just because um I don't feel like getting into details of each one of them, but we're going to cover a lot of stuff here today. And notice that last time we went through these, it says 17 different mindsets of rich versus poor. We only went through about 8 to 10, right? So we got, let's see here, we went through 9. So the rest of them, the other 8 are here as well. Okay. But I'm going to go through a couple of the chapters on the science of getting rich. Then we're going to finish off these 17. Next week, we're going to continue with this. So it's probably going to be a 3, maybe even a 4-week training course on this, right? So we talked about this last time. We talked about the right to be rich, right? This was the last thing that we ended on, right? No man can rise to his greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless he has plenty of money. Being a Christian man, I don't agree with that statement fully, but I understand what they're trying to say. You can accomplish more by having more money, right? I believe that money is neutral. Money is neither good nor is it bad, right? It just depends on who has it, right? And sometimes people say, oh, money changes people. I personally don't believe that money changes people. What I personally believe is that money highlights who we really are. If somebody is a evil, bad person, when you give them money, it's just going to highlight that and show their true colors, so to speak, right? So, as a matter of fact, the best way you can help the poor is stop being one of them. We talked about this last time, so we're going to keep going. So, here's a couple limiting beliefs about money. And maybe some of us have said some of these things before, right? Money is the root of all evil. Money was created as an exchange medium for value and traded goods. So it's just an expression of value. If you have a lot of money, that means that you have created a lot of value for other people. So money itself, again, because here's one thing that you've got to understand, family. The relationship and the thoughts that we have about money are going to impact how much of it we attract or repel. How much of that money are we going to attract or repel is going to be determined based on the relationship and the thoughts that we have about it. So if somebody is under the impression that money is the root of all evil, no, money is just a medium of exchange. So the more value you bring to the marketplace, the more money that you have, right? And money is neutral and it's a resource to do good in my life. That is my belief, right? So money is not that important. It's only money. This is another limiting belief. This is a justification. Money's not that important. It's just money. Treat money with respect and give it the time it deserves. Then it will respect you. Okay? Money is one of my priorities in life, it says here. Is money one of my priorities in life? Yes, it is. Because I do not need money in order to go out there and be boastful about the money, in order to go out there and use it for negative things. I know that money helps pay for my son's private Christian school. It's about $1,000 a month with meals and everything, right? If I did not have money, I would not be able to do that for him. And he knows the Bible better than just about anybody that I know. He teaches us stuff, right? He's an incredible kid. That to me is invaluable. If I didn't have the money, if I wasn't ambitious in learning how to these high paying skills, I would not be able to send them there. We took for their birthdays. My mother's birthday is August 17th. My mother-in-law's birthday is August 16th, back-to-back days. We took them to Hawaii for over a week for their birthday. See, when situations like this happen, so I used to have the limiting belief that money is a root of all evil. So therefore, when people have a limiting belief, you have to understand that I'm going to give you some valuable stuff right now. I need you to listen. Money, actually, no, let me go back. There's natural laws and man-made laws. Natural laws, man-made laws. Man-made laws are like the speed limit. That is a man-made law. It's a very good law. I would agree. People should not be driving 100 miles an hour everywhere. But then there's natural laws. There's no laws of the universe, right? What goes up must come down, right? There's So there's a natural law that says that what you feel negative towards, you're putting a lot of energy towards, right? What you think about and think about, you bring about. Some people know this as a law of attraction. What you think about and think about, you bring about. So if you think negative about money, you're going to repel money. If you think it's a positive and you speak about it in a positive way, you're going to attract it. Same thing if we put the focus on, oh, I have a lot of bills and the bills don't stop coming. The bills don't stop coming. Guess what? You're going to continue to see bills and bills and bills. Same thing with opportunities. If somebody thinks I am a magnet for opportunities, I mean, I am lucky, man. I'm just a lucky person. They tend to be more lucky because that is what they're focusing on, right? So treat money with the respect that it deserves. Here's a couple limiting beliefs. Money is not that important. It's only money. Okay. Actually, we already went through that. So the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. My financial reality is entirely up to me. You've got to know that. Your financial reality is entirely up to you. Let's give the company that for example, the company that we work with. It has got the same product, the same comp plan, the same back office, the same websites, the same opportunity. Some people do bigger things with it than other people. You've got to take that responsibility, right? Everything I need to create financial abundance is already inside of me. Money isn't everything, but it writes right up there what oxygen says Zig Ziglar. I'd rather be happy. I'd rather be rich or happy, right? Or either rich or healthy. Money is just one part of life that I handle exceptionally well. Some people say, oh, I'd rather be happy than rich. Well, I'd rather be both. I say that all the time, right? So I'm kind of going through some of these because I want you to know what are some of the limiting beliefs that people have about money, right? It's selfish to want a lot of money. Instead, the money I've earned is showing the value I've created for others. Do you see the difference? There's a difference in beliefs. So let's get into more of the science of getting rich. What will I do? Who will I help? Where will I donate money to if I had all the money that I needed? Can I help more people if money is no longer an issue? And in most cases, yes, that is the case. You could help more people. If your bills are taken care of, you could help more people with your time, with your money, with your experience. The desire for riches is really the desire for a richer, fuller, and more abundant life. That desire is praiseworthy. This is directly from the book, The Science of Getting Rich. Life is meant to be abundant. We live in three motives, okay? We live in the body, the mind, and the soul. Real life means the complete expression that man can give forth through body, mind, and soul. I recommend to not only buy that book, but listen to it on audio, okay? In The Science of Getting Rich, it talks about the right to be rich. So here's what it says. Man cannot live fully in body without good food, comfortable clothing, and warm shelter. Rest and recreation is also necessary for his physical life. So mind. Man cannot live fully in mind without books, the time to study them. To live fully in mind, he must have intellectual recreations and must surround himself with all the objects of art and beauty he is capable of using and appreciating. I'm going to skip through some of these because I want to get to the meat and potatoes. We have a little bit of time. So it says that this is very important. There is a science to getting rich. There is a science to getting rich. Okay. And it is an exact thing. Listen to this. And it is an exact science like algebra or arithmetics. There is certain laws that govern the process of acquiring riches. Once these laws are learned and obeyed by any man, he will get rich with mathematical certainty. Man, I'm going to read that again. There is a science to getting rich, and it is an exact science, keywords. It is an exact science like algebra and arithmetics. Now, there are certain laws that govern the process of acquiring riches, which these laws are learned and obeyed, which acquiring riches, once these laws are learned and obeyed by any man, he will get rich with mathematical certainty. Think about that. Just like if you put 2 plus 3, what does that equal? Every time it equals 5. It says here that, and there's some billionaires in the world right now that exist right now that attribute a lot of their success to reading this book before they became massively successful. The ownership of money and poverty comes from doing things in a certain way. Those who do things in a certain way, either on purpose or accidentally, will get rich. Those are key words. Those who do things in a certain way, either on purpose or accidentally, will get rich. Also, those who don't do those things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work or how able they are, they will remain poor. For example, we know that working hard and being disciplined brings forth success, and enough of that success brings forth riches. I believe that if somebody goes out there and works 8 hours a day, even in a business with a lot of potential, but their thoughts are constantly negative and negative and negative, then they focus on the negative, I believe that person will not get rich. That is what my belief is. Because there is something real about attracting those things that we think about constantly and persistently. Okay, talent. It is not about talent. Many people have a lot of talent, but they stay poor, while people who have very little talent often get rich. I've seen this in my life many times. Talented people get rich and blockheads get rich. Intellectual, brilliant people get rich and very stupid people get rich. Physically strong people get rich and weak and sickly people get rich. Some degree of ability to think and understand is essential. So what is this saying? This is saying, I've seen, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen people that are not the sharpest knife in the stool, so to speak, that go out there and create tremendous wealth. And I've seen people that are very smart. I've seen people that are very dumb. I can personally, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen that. I know all of us have met people that are not as good as us, but yet they've made more money than we have. There's a science of getting rich. There's 7 laws. The law of perpetual transmission, the law of relativity, the law of vibration, the law of polarity, rhythm, the law of cause and effect, and the law of gender. Okay. I'm not going to get into these in detail because I haven't studied these in a long time. So I want to give you guys some of the things, but the law of cause and effect, we'll go into this one. I'm telling you, you guys got to read the book. Okay. I want to give you what I know that I can deliver the message on. I am so happy and grateful now that, if you guys notice in the sheet of the, what is it called? Game plan interview, we set goals, right? And in those goals, it says, I am so happy and grateful now that I made my first sale. Oh, 1 second. My baby's calling. Sometimes he gets excited and it sounds like he's crying. All right. If you notice, that's what it says. I'm so happy and grateful now that I made my first sale, my first 3 sales, my first 8 sales, right? And I'm so happy and grateful I become a mentor, because it is so important what you put after the I am. I am tired. I am depressed. I am unhappy. Whatever you put after the I am goes into the creative state. Whatever you put after that. One of the things that you'll hear me talk about very often is, hey, listen, let me ask you this. Think about what you're thinking about. What is it that you're constantly saying to yourself all of the time? Because you continue to ingrain into those thoughts. Again, another audio that I always recommend, that I'm going to recommend again, is Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. Matter of fact, my wife and I, we have an event to go to today in Redlands, California, the equivalent of a castle. It's a very important business event for me in 2024. We're in 2023, but it's for 2024. We're going to be driving for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, because at the time that we're going, there's traffic, right? Anyways, guess what I'm going to be playing? It just hit me right now. I'm going to be playing Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. It's already, a lot of these audios that I recommend are already on the Team Freedom Training page. If you go to teamfreedomtraining.net, get a free account there. There's all kinds of trainings. Go into the personal development module. It's in there. All of the trainings in that personal development module, you should go through. I'm telling you right now. So the law of cause and effect, mental and physical health. Okay, that I maintain a balanced diet and exercise mentally and physically every day. Relationships. Okay, I am so happy and grateful now that I maintain in close contact with my loving and meaningful relationships. What about respect? I am so happy and grateful now that I treat everyone with the utmost respect, and I am a good finder. Most people are fault finders. Most people are looking for the negative in any situation. What about in money? I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources. On a continual basis, I continually think of creative ways to provide a better service. See, we say something like that, right? In our affirmations. The words that you say, the cause and effect, the actions that we take and the words that we say, these are actions. They therefore also cost something. Your words, the Bible says this too, that the tongue has the power of life and death. There is power in your words. When you say those words out into the world, into the universe, they will not come back void. Those words will come back with something. And what you say, what you think, how you feel, the emotions about what you say will determine the cause and effect, the effect of that. It will have an effect. So let's keep going. Never worry about what you are going to get. Just concentrate on what you can give. Be a go-giver, not so much of a go-getter. So I agree with this, but I've got to give you my opinion on here. A go-giver means that you are giving, obviously, right? A go-getter, most people know a go-getter the way that I know it, right? A go-getter, somebody goes out, goes after it, works hard. So I think we have to be a go-getter, but at the same time be a go-giver. And it is true. Think about this. If in my days of door knocking, I was prospecting, oh, he's a go-getter. He's prospecting, knocking on doors. He's relentless, go-getter. But you know what? I'm also giving my time and my expertise to these prospects. I'm educating them. I'm not going to sell to everybody, but I go out there with a heart to teach, with a heart to find the right people. And maybe I educate somebody through a conversation, and that doesn't turn into a sale. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. I'm a go-giver. In this business, and in order for you to make a lot of money, it is much easier to do that with others. In this business, we are in the leadership business. The more people you give to, the more you get in return. The more people that we recruit into our business. And that's the only way, that's the only type of business that I would do. A business that relies on, that pays you more for more people, right? That you have a part of your business, not only customers, but, organizations. In our case, a sales organization. The more people I give my training, my value, my mentorship, the better I'm going to do. So I'm going to go-getter and a go-giver is what I'm saying. The law of gender. Every seed has a gestation, incubation period. Your goals will manifest when the time is right. Okay. Know that they will. You've got to know that they will. Okay. Has opportunity been monopolized? Okay. In the Science of Getting Rich, it talks about, has the opportunity been monopolized? Meaning, has opportunity been taken away? No, never. It has not. There's opportunity. A perfect example for us in California was net metering 3.0. Not monopolized, but challenged, right? Now I find, I just closed another deal yesterday. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, I'm at 7 sales. 7 sales. That's not too shabby, is it? One of the sales is a personal sale, $7,500. $7,900. The other ones are 3,000 to 4,000 bucks each in 3 weeks. When other people are, remember, what you think about and think about, you grow, you attract. What you think about and think about, you bring about. When we're looking at what you focus on grows. Most people were focused on, oh, I need batteries, oh, net meter 3.0, or the interest rates are high. I'm not focused on that. I understand, got it. What do I focus on? I focus on the solutions, not the problems. I focus on the celebration, not the pity party. And I could turn it up like this. I just know that it's focused because my mindset works different. So now we're going to go to these here. We have done the first 9. We're going to go through the next 7. So rich people are excellent receivers. See, we were talking about giving, right? Also receiving. Poor people are poor receivers, meaning I believe that the reason why rich people are excellent receivers, and this is of compliments of things that they get, you know, money that they earn. And I'll be honest with you, there's been times in my life where I earn a substantial amount of money. And I remember thinking, wow, how did I earn this money? Like, is it even fair? Then I realized I put in the work and I realized how many people I helped also make a lot of money. Then I said to myself, you doggone right, I deserve it, right? I don't feel guilty for the money that I make. There's a lot of people that don't make that kind of money. There's a lot of people that are struggling. I understand that. And I am, what is a word? I am mindful of it and I wish them well. And I help as best as I can when I can. But just like I don't feel guilty for the money I earn, I also don't feel like a victim when things don't go good in business. I take responsibility when things go bad and when things go good. And when you go out there, you know, Jim Rohn says something very insightful. He says, make $1 million, not for the money that you will have, but for the person you will become. There's certain lessons that you will learn by becoming that person that goes out there and earns more money. You will look at things from a different lens because you will learn a couple of things. For example, I could tell you over and over how many times I started a business and failed. I remember one time I started a student loan forgiveness center. I never run a call center. I never worked at a call center. Certainly didn't know anything about student loans, but I knew it was a big opportunity. And I needed $250,000. Even though that business failed, I ended up selling it at a loss. I am extremely proud of it. Because I remember my office was a network marketing office. And then like 4 months later, it was a call center filled with people, filled with cubicles and phones and computers and closing some of these deals, student loan forgiveness deals. The way that I raised the money, the way that I hired the people, and I failed. Even though it was a failure, is one of the most proudest things that I have. Because it made me realize as an entrepreneur, we're cut from a different cloth. I was willing to take those risks. I got in a bad financial situation, but I was willing to take those risks. And then how many times I bounced back? I became a millionaire 3 times and lost it. 3 times and lost it. I guarantee you there's things that you learn and you look at things from a different point of view. So when it happens and you start to receive this abundance that you've worked so hard in developing yourself and your skills and the money in your business, you learn to receive money differently. And poor people are bad receivers, what it says. And what it means by that is that they feel guilty about the stuff. And a lot of times, I've also been in that situation where maybe I came across some money that was not very, how should I say, that maybe I got a little bit lucky getting it. And I knew this is not a representative of who I am mentally, where I am in business. Okay, let's keep going. It says here, rich people choose to get paid based on results. Oh, there's a good one. Poor people choose to get paid based on time. Damn. That is so good. If Power came to me, or any company for that matter came to me and say, hey, we will pay you this many dollars monthly. Let's say they were to come and tell me, we'll pay you 50 grand a month guarantee. Just give us 40 hours a week and do this and do that. I would not take the deal. No way. I'd rather start from nothing and work my way up because I can make a lot more than $50,000 a month. Now, if they were to offer me 200 grand a month, that might be a different story, right? I might, take a lot of that money and invest it properly, especially right now in crypto, in real estate, gold and silver, right? And still be smart about it. But rich people choose to get paid based on results, based on their performance that equals results. Poor people choose to get paid on time, and that is why they're in that rat race, right? Most people are in that rat race, and they got too much month at the end of the money. Why? Because they're trading time for money, but the boss that pays them for that time gets paid for results. So the guy or girl that could afford to pay them for their time, that could afford to buy their time, gets paid on results. Isn't that interesting? They get paid on results. Rich people get paid for the value that they bring. We are not only rich people. Let me take that back. We all get paid based on the value we bring to the marketplace. Whatever value we bring to the marketplace, whether small or big, it'll pay us accordingly. The more value you bring, the more money you make. Okay, let's keep going. Rich people, both. Poor people. So rich people think both. Poor people think either or. I'd rather be happy than rich. Rich people think I'd rather be happy and rich. Who says you have to pick? In other words, the mindset is an abundance mindset. Poor people have a scarcity mindset. I don't want to invest. What if I lose money? I'd rather hold on to it. I know people that have been saving money since the 80s. You know that the average house in the 80s, let's say in California, was like 100 grand. 100 grand. I think, what was an ounce of silver, an ounce of gold in the 80s, let's say 1980, if somebody could Google it, an ounce of gold in the 80s, I would guess was $300 to $500. That's my guess. You know what an ounce of gold is now? 2,000.
Says
Here's my
850.
point. How much?
850, $850.
Okay, perfect. 850. Now it's 2,000. It's more than doubled. More than double. If somebody saved 100 grand in the 80s till right now, the value, think of what in California, here's another example. In the year 2000, gas was $1.17. You know what it is now? $5.50. So imagine these people that say they have a scarcity mindset. I'm going to store my money. I'm going to save my money. I'm going to hoard my money. Rich people think, hey, man, I'm going to invest. The real estate market may fall. The markets may fall, but I got to take risks. They have an abundance mindset. The guy with the scarcity mindset, that 100 grand from 1980 is not worth 100 grand now. It had 100,000 in buying power in 1980. Right now it has $35,000, $40,000 in buying power today. But rich people think both happy and wealthy, right? Poor people think they have to choose. Rich people focus on their net worth. Poor people focus on their working income. Rich people manage their money well. Poor people mismanage their money well. Okay? I heard something a long time ago that made a lot of sense. He says, just because you could buy it doesn't mean you could afford it. Oof. Such a simple concept, isn't it? But so true. Just because you could buy it doesn't mean you could afford it. I've got friends that will buy something. I won't mention what it is. I'll mention what it is. Why not? Let's say a purse. That's a $3,000 purse, but they don't even make $3,000 a month. The logic in that is mind-blowing. Yes, it can be put on a credit card and pay it down with payments and paying interest. But just because you could buy it doesn't mean you could afford it, right? Let's keep going. Rich people have their money work for them. Poor people work hard for their money. Now, check this out. Before I move on here, rich people have their money work for them. Poor people. So I want you guys to write this down. OPE. OPE means other people's efforts. OPI means other people's ideas. OPM is other people's money. We get paid in our business on OPE. See, rich people have their money work for them. Not only their money, the bank's money. They'll say, look, here's my credit. I'm willing to put down a little bit of money, 20 grand, but I need you to let me borrow the other 300,000. So they have their money work for them. They have the bank's money work for them. Also, you know what rich people do? They get paid with OPE, other people's efforts. They own the companies. They own the networks. You know, Robert Kiyosaki said, rich people, poor people focus, rich people focus on building networks. Rich people focus on building networks. Poor people focus on trading time for money. So rich people, they focus on building companies that they employ other people and other people work for them. How can we get paid on 300 hours a week? We can't get paid on $300 per week if it's just us. But what if you've got a team of 10, of 9 that are working 30 hours a week and you're working 30 hours a week? You're now getting paid, getting the benefit from 30 hours per week. So it's not just other people's money, it's other people's efforts, other people's ideas. This is called, the one word to describe this is leverage. Rich people get paid on leverage. They leverage their money. They leverage other people's time and ideas. Let's go. Rich people act in spite of fear. Poor people let fear stop them. Oof. I got my buddy Jonathan on here. Jonathan left a big position, 6-figure position. I think he's were you an engineer, Jonathan? Is that what you were?
Yeah, I was an electrical engineer.
He was an electrical engineer. He built a business part-time until eventually he was in a good position to go full-time. He acted in spite of fear. But one thing I will say about Jonathan is that he was persistent and consistent and disciplined since the beginning. And he was able to make the successful transition from an electrical engineer to a solar professional in Florida. Rich people act in spite of fear. They know I got to take chances. I'm not going to get ahead unless I take chances. Poor people let fear stop them. Pretty simple, man. If you look at some of the losses that some of these people, like, for example, Elon Musk have had, anybody that you know that's successful, I guarantee you they've got more losses than they do wins. But you don't need to win every single time. But most people, they're going to go all the way to the grave, never taking many risks and never accomplishing much because they didn't take very many risks. Let's go. Number 17. Rich people consistently learn and grow. Poor people think they already know it. Here's one thing you'll hear poor people say very often. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Or, yeah, it's because, followed by an excuse. Yeah, it's because, followed by an excuse. Yeah, I know. You know what? This time, nothing but excuses, and they think they know. Rich people are, it is a habit that they are consistently learning and growing. And part of the reason why we do these trainings every single week is because some people are going to catch some of these gold nuggets, and it's a little by little change in the mindset, little by little change in the mindset, little by little change in the mindset. And then, boom, something starts to click. Your identity starts to shift. Let's go through a couple more. It says here, there is a science of getting rich. It is a law, like causes produces like effects. Therefore, any man or woman who learns to do things in a certain way will infallibly get rich. Getting rich is not a matter of environment, although it helps. If it were, all the people of one city would all be rich, while all the ones in other towns would be poor. When two men are in the same location and in the same business, and one gets rich while the other remains poor, it shows that getting rich is not primarily a matter of environment, although some environments might be more favorable than others. Okay. So, perfect example is this company. There's people that make 20 grand a year, 10 grand a year, people that make 200 grand a year, 500 grand a year, a million plus a year. Same environment, right? Now, granted, they live in different places. Now, there is a science to getting rich. In studying people who have gotten rich, we found that they are an average lot in all respect, having no greater talents or abilities than other men. It isn't the talent. It is the doing things in a certain way. Doing things in a certain way. See, so they did studies. Listen to what it's saying here. And in studying people that have gotten rich, we have found that they are an average lot. They are average people in all respects, having no greater talents or abilities than other men. It isn't the talents. It is the doing of the things in a certain way. I do this exercise in my trainings very often. I say, give me the attributes of successful people. I've done it via Zoom here many times. People say they're perseverant. You know, they are disciplined. They are this, they are that, they are this, they are that. They give me all kinds of names. Then I write down a piece of paper on a line down the middle. And then I ask, are these tell me out of all these things you guys gave me, which are talents and which are attitudes? The majority of the attributes that they give me are attitudes, not talents. Not talents. That's why when you read this book, you will start to look at things different. Okay, we're going to go 2 more slides and we're done. There is a science to getting rich. It is not a matter of environment or location. Okay, good. I want to make sure I didn't read this. Does not count for something. Getting rich involves the necessity of dealing with men and being where there are people to deal with. And if these people are inclined to deal in the way that you want to deal, so is so much better. But that is as far as environment goes. If anyone in your town, company, industry, or city can get rich, so can you. The question is, do you even have a goal to get rich? Is that even in your thoughts that you are attracting? What you think about and think about, you bring about. What you think about and think about, you bring about. What you're constantly thinking about and are grateful for, you continue to attract. Your emotions about any subject, whether positive or negative, will attract those things. Notice that I also say champions are having, I don't say this that often, but I say it. Champions are having a great day no matter what. That is a part of the attracting process. Champions are, I know some people that for the littlest fucking things, they get down. And it's so freaking annoying. Why in the world would you get down for such a ridiculously stupid thing? It's so unattractive. It's so bad. Like warrior up. And a lot of times, let me tell you, look, let me tell you what I've experienced. A lot of times people that get down, remember, you could tell the size of the man or the woman by the size of the problem that gets them down. A lot of times the people that get like that is because they have not gone through a lot of hardship and adversity in life. That's why I put my son through jiu-jitsu and wrestling and kickboxing. That's why we even little things like it's cold in the morning, we drive $100,000 cars that got AC and heated seats. We don't even turn them joints on. Stay cold. What's the big deal about being cold a little bit? Son says, I want to turn on. He says, why turn it on? It's not that bad. And I mean, we live in California. It isn't that bad. Okay. No matter how good it gets in California, it's not that bad, right? Even more reason to. But my point is, I teach them, you got to get used to being in uncomfortable situations and figuring things out. Because the harder you are on yourself, the easier life will be on you. The easier you are on you and your kids, the harder life will be on you and them. Put yourself through tough shit. Sports is a great way to do it. That's why I don't give my kids everything. No, no, no. Oh, you got to earn some shit. You got to do some chores. You got to do your kicks. You got to do your bed. You got to brush your teeth, and you earn money by doing that. So you learn the value of the dollar. Because my kids are not growing up in the same environment that I grew up in, but I make it tough. So they get tough, so life becomes easier. But then it, trust me, a mentor of mine, Jay Nolan, once said to me, pay attention, JC. The most unhappy kids are spoiled kids. Look at a spoiled kid. They're always throwing fits. They're always unhappy. You know why? Because they were never told no. Everything was yes, 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 yes. Never told no. And they're the most, go around, and when you see kids, look at kids that are throwing a fit. They're the most unhappy kids. I learned that before I was a dad. And I said, my son, well, if I tell my son, no, you're not going to play video games. He plays video games once or twice a week. And no, you're not going to get that ice cream. He'll just say, okay. And that's it. It's over. That's it. Because I understand these things about life. Okay? So let's keep going. It is not a matter of choosing some particular business or profession. It is true. You will do best in a business that you like and which is congenial to you. And if you have certain talents which are well developed, you will do best in a business which calls for those talents. Also, you will do best in a business which is suited to your locality. The two most important requirements of major success are, first, being in the right place at the right time. Second, doing something about it. That is a quote by Ray Kroc. Who knows who Ray Kroc is? Who is it? Let's see. Let's hear.
Owners of McDonald's.
That's right. Ray Kroc is the guy that bought McDonald's, that turned McDonald's into a franchise from the McDonald's brothers. I recommend you guys watch the movie The Founder. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to get rich, or you want to make more money, maybe not get rich, but make more money, study these people. Watch the movie The Founder. He said the two most important requirements for major success are, first, being at the right place at the right time. Second, doing something about it. Woo, I got to send this to my buddy Wences. We got to add this to a PowerPoint we're working on. Damn, that is so good for the solar industry, man. Think about this. We all heard this story. This is the last slide. I take off the camera so you guys can see what I'm saying. Think about this. It's crazy that was the last slide. I'm telling you, it's crazy that was the last slide. Check this out. We've all heard this before. Tell me if this sounds familiar to you. And by the way, you think that people are going to get rich that never turn on their camera on training? That shows me that 99% of the people that don't turn off their camera, they're not serious about the training. FYI, that's why look at how many people don't turn on their damn camera, family. I'm the fucking bad guy. I want to be that bad guy. That shows you the percentages of how easy it is to become successful. Nobody's really trying. Everybody's interested. Nobody's even trying. We make it easy. It's the comfort of your home. Back in the days, you had to drive to an office to go get trained and get dressed. Make sure you smell good. Some people got their cameras on and they're in their pajamas. They haven't even brushed their teeth or their hair, and they can't even turn on the doggone camera, but they expect success. You will not get it. You don't deserve it. Now, there's one or two of you that don't have your camera on that you have a legitimate reason not to have your camera on. One or two. The rest of you guys fall in the statistics and you know who you are. Enough of that rant. Because I don't give a crap. Oh, I'm not getting on your training no more. Then go get on these other vanilla trainings and shit. People that regurgitate the same shit. Okay? If you want to get on this training, I'm going to be the hard coach. And by the way, I wouldn't even tell you nothing that I wouldn't tell my own sons. That's love. Okay? I'm just real. So check this out. 90 million homes qualify for zero down solar. 4 million have it. That leaves 86 million homes. They are going solar. The government is behind it. Tax credits for another 10 years. They're going solar. The government is pushing it. Electric vehicles and solar panels are in our future. Ray Kroc says First ingredient for becoming successful is being at the right place at the right time. Check. Second ingredient, doing something about it. Most people aren't doing nothing about it. Most people think, I'm here, so I must be doing something about it. They don't understand. Doing something about it means getting up and going bell to bell. How many conversations are you actually having daily? No less than 30. I'm telling you right now, no less than 30 between prospects, clients, teammates, networking. If you're full-time, you should have no less than 30 conversations daily. We're talking about getting rich. We're not talking about paying your bills, making a living, getting by. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting rich. No less than 30 conversations. That's it. See y'all next week.